What's up, everyone? I'm One-on-One Chris, and this is WR Weekly, your source for everything happening in the WR Pro-Am community. It's been a week, so let's get you caught up. Tonight's guests include the champions from Season 29 on PlayStation and Season 20 on Xbox. We've got Glizzy from GNA, and then later tonight we'll have Johnny Red, Zay, King Peroxide, and D-Trick from Team Liquid Pro-Am. Pumped to have both of these teams represented here tonight. Every single week, guys, we're going to be hoping to have something lined up for you. WR Weekly is here to celebrate the players, content creators, GMs, contributors that make up this WR community. And you know what? You too can be part of that community, and you can get started by following at WR Pro-Am League on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. What we're going to do is we're going to take a slight break, and right after that, we'll bring in our first guest, Glizzy of GNA. This is WR Weekly. Keep it locked in. Welcome back, everybody. I'm One-on-One Chris. That's Perry, and this is WR Weekly. Let's hop right into it. First guest of the night, representing GNA, our PlayStation Season 29 champions. They defeated Stantal 4-2 this past weekend. It's Glizzy. Glizzy, man, I appreciate your patience. Thank you for coming on the show today.
No problem.
I mean, obviously, lots of things we can kind of dive into. Before we talk about this exciting LAN event that we have later this summer, let's just talk about the best of 7 series, right? GNA, Stand Tall, you guys win 4-2. Just talk a little bit about that overall night in general. I know with you just kind of doing the broadcast, a lot of your buckets, man, they came in these scenarios where it was almost like break glass in case of emergency, right? Like you were a bailout option on a lot of these buckets. That's a tough spot to be put in, man. Like, talk a little bit about what it means to be in that role for your team.
Cause like my team, you obviously know we got the best players at every position, but like sometimes Claude has a bad game, so I have to pick him up. Like if he's playing bad, I got to pick him up. That's what all shooting guards should be able to do. And I was able to do that for him in that series. Somebody he can lean on when he's playing bad.
Yeah, and I mean, like, just talk about that trust, right? Like, as your team has to put that trust in you. Talk a little bit about that level of trust that they have in you to perform in those high pressure situations. Because a lot of the times you're getting the ball with like less than 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah, we've been playing with each other since 2020 pre-draft. We all knew each other playing pickups, tens, matchups, whatever. And we all trust each other. We always hang in a party with each other. We've been playing with each other for a while, so we got the chemistry that we need to last in long games like that, to fight back. Like one game we was down like 15, we was in 3, we was down 15, and we was finna check out. But DJ, the veteran on our team, the oldest person, he told us lock back in. We fought back and we almost won the game. It gave us momentum going into the next game.
I got a question for you, Glizzy. So man, me and you go back. So I'm just kind of curious. I'm intrigued with your maturation process over the past few 2Ks, just how much you've matured. Because I don't think that the Glizzy you are now, if you were what you were a couple years ago, I don't think you would be able to play with Clyde, because you were very ego driven, and and let's talk about a little bit about that. Like, how did that come apart? Like, how did that come apart about, like, you and Claude? Like, I know that you like you said, tens and whatnot, but how did that come apart? Like, you and Claude's relationship at the 1 and the 2.
It was 20 post draft when Crown like brought him into like the tens and stuff, and I was on Crown team at the time, and I liked it. Claude, he my age, and he was like the only person I knew at that time my age, and we were just cool, and then we just started playing a lot together. We played in one tournament, like in a small league nobody knew of, and we won. And then we had the idea post-draft to play with each other again, because he didn't know if he was going to play pre-draft. So when he played pre-draft, then I played with him at the end of pre-draft. Then we was going to play post-draft together, and boom.
I got you. All right, one more question for you. So you go from competing against him in WR Select to now you got to lock back in because it's in WR Select I got to be the best guard. I got to beat Clyde. They got to lock back in. Now I got to go be on this man's team after he just kicked my behind. How you go from that to there?
I really like when in Select, I got a different mindset. But when I play with them, I just play to win. I don't really care. I just forget everything else that happened. Because at the end of the day, we playing for money. So in Select, I'm going to bust his ass. But when I'm playing with him, we beat everybody ass.
I got you. That's a good mindset, man. Just to see your, like I said, just to see how much you matured over the past few 2Ks. It's amazing to see. And I'm really proud of you, man.
Thank you.
And Gliz, like just kind of going back to the series, as we kind of mentioned, it was 4-2. You guys completed it in 6 games. You guys secured the crown. But in Game 5, right, stand tall, really, really impressive win from them. They were able to bounce back. What were you guys over at GNA? What were you guys talking about headed into Game 6, right? Knowing that, assuming you guys don't want to have to play a winner-take-all 7th game, especially after being up 3-1. Like, what are you guys saying in comms as you're loading up into the gym there for Game 6?
Really, we not trying to check out, because we all young. So it's like we can get checked fast. Having Merc and DJ, like they got us, they keep us mentally straight.
Yeah, especially. Now, we would have loved to have more of your team on today, but unfortunately schedules didn't really line up. What were some things that you enjoyed about playing with this roster? I know we kind of touched already on the dynamic that you and Claude had, but what were some of the high points with you in this GNA roster throughout WR season 29?
Really just, we played a lot. Like we got a lot of runs in. Because we got 2 guys that went undrafted and they just fighting right now. They trying to prove themselves that they belong. They belong back in. They belong in. So we really trying to help them for next year get their stock up because we're not eligible to later seasons.
Right. Can you give us a little bit of a sneak peek of like what the voice chat or what the group chat was like after the championship?
We were just all hyped. Like Elite Steels and Merc, that's their 3rd time winning. So they was just so hyped. Like Elite Steels told me that Vandy called them out there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That was
nice.
it, though.
Well, before we let you go, I think Perry and I have to ask you about, the UPA LAN event, right? $30,000 on the line this 4th of July weekend in the Dallas area. You and the rest of the boys over at GNA were the first team to qualify for it. When you guys came across and stumbled upon that news, what was the reaction within the GNA locker room?
We was happy, but me, Claude, and Elite was just concerned that we wasn't gonna be able to go because we're not 18. But once you guys said that we need parents' consent, we was fine.
Yeah. Again, big opportunity for you guys. Obviously, congrats again. Perry, I don't know if you had any other questions before we let Gliz go here.
Nah, man. Me and Gliz talk, and this is my guy, man. Hey, I hope you join Select next season. Once again, congratulations. You deserve it. You balled out. I hope to see more from you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Congrats again to GNA. That was Gliz. He averaged just over 10 points throughout the series, shot just under 50% from the field, but shot at a reliable 50% from beyond the arc. Again, our season 29 champions, GNA, defeating Stand Tall 4-2. What we're going to do is head to a quick break, but just around the corner, we have several representatives from Liquid Pro-Am, our Xbox champions. This is WR Weekly. I'm one-on-one Chris. That's Perry. Keep it locked in. Welcome back, everybody. I'm one-on-one Chris. That is Perry, and this is WR Weekly. Again, your source for everything happening in the WR Pro-Am League community. Perry, man, we were, trying to get situated at the beginning, so we didn't really get a chance to kind of, do our little icebreaker thing at the beginning, but it's nice to have you on the show again. Two weeks in a row. We got past the pilot. We're not canceled. It's going to be exciting, man. How have you been?
Absolutely. I'm good. I'm well, man. So, we announced this past week the UPA land event in Dallas, Texas. $30,000 on the line.
Ridiculous.
And we got two of the first two teams to qualify, both on this show today. GNA a little bit later. We just had GNA on. We got Liquid Pro-Am a little bit later. So, Dallas, Texas, man.
Yeah, I mean, like that, the news obviously came out of nowhere, but obviously it was something that was kind of in the works already.
Yeah.
For those who, you probably all are aware by now, but for those that do not know, the UPA, the Unified Pro-Am Association, if you are playing in any of these leagues under that umbrella and you win a championship, you automatically kind of secure your spot at this LAN event. But Perry, it's not just about, we have two championship qualifiers here tonight on the show, but it's not just about winning a title. There's also kind of like ranking points or legacy points as well too, right? Talk a little bit about that.
Not leaderboards, they're very important. So make sure that you guys are really paying attention to Nap's leaderboard and how he's ranking you guys, because that's very, very important. So like if you want an automatic entry, you win a tournament. I mean, win a league, win MPBA, WR, and among other any UPA affiliated league, win a league. And then, but also you can get in from NAPS rankings. Those are huge. Those are a big part. So I see a lot of people were saying that those don't matter. They do. $30,000 is on the line. They matter.
Yeah. No, that's huge, right? Because you got so many teams, so many entrants every single season, regardless of the league that you're in. There's only one champion, right?
Yep.
And so to be able to qualify another different way and to kind of have consistency to your name and have that mean something, absolutely huge. So I'm excited to kind of see how the field plays out or how it fills out as we get closer and closer to July.
And also, the thing I like about the LAN event is, man, like we said, one true champion. So like we finally get to solve like who's better, Xbox or PlayStation? Because I know these Liquid guys, they're saying they're gonna beat the PlayStation guys. PlayStation guys are saying they're ready to compete. So I mean, I'm excited. That's something I'm very excited to see. We finally get the answer. Who's better, PlayStation or Xbox? You know.
Well, I can't wait for Liquid to kind of join us, and that's what we'll kind of do here in a second. We're just about ready to have them on the show. We're just finishing up loading them into the broadcast room. What we'll do is we'll just take another quick break, but right after that, Liquid Pro-Am, our season 20 Xbox champions, joins us on WR Weekly. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is WR Weekly. I'm your host, one-on-one Chris. Obviously, by my side is Perry. As promised, Liquid Pro-Am has joined us, graced us with their presence. Our Season 20 Xbox champions on screen with us is Johnny Red, Dietrich, and King Peroxide. And also with us via audio is Zay. Guys, gentlemen, fellas, welcome to the show.
What's up?
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Yeah, man, I want to start off by saying congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. A tough 7-game series.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, let's just talk about that, man. Jump right in. Game 7, man. What's on your mind, man? Winner takes all. Talk to me.
Just got to win.
Yeah. Got to win.
No,
what was the chat like?
Well, I would say for like the teams, like we've been trailing the whole series. Every time we win a game, they win a game. We win one, we lose one. So it was like when we went down 3-2, we're like, we really gotta turn it up. Like this is like now or never. Like if we don't go now, we're gonna lose. So it was like we gotta get to it.
That's Liquid Pro-Am right there. Like if you've been watching us over the last month, you're gonna know we're the heart attack team. If you're a fan of us and you're a fan of our game, and you watch us, you're gonna know we're gonna make it interesting for the fans. No matter who we play, we'll end up trolling a little bit and let the other team get a couple games on us in a series, and then we'll come back and ramp it up and take over and win. So that's just us. That's Liquid.
That's entertaining, and I mean the ratings and the viewership showed, right? Like you guys were the cardiac kids, so that was definitely just to kind of build on what Perry had kind of talked about and you guys had just mentioned. It was definitely a back and forth series, right up until the final game. You guys traded wins back and forth, and it wasn't until Game 7 where you guys were able to finally win 2 in a row. Can that be a little bit frustrating or challenging in between games, knowing you guys are only one series away from the championship? I'm sure you guys would have preferred a sweep. So is it a little bit challenging, or did it kind of keep you guys on track? How did you guys manage that in between games?
Well, I would say it's a little challenging because because we done played them multiple times throughout other leagues, so we're like we come into the series, we're like we done beat them multiple times. We already know how they play. We know how to get to, we know how to win. So when they take game 1 and they take game 3, we're like, what is going on? Like they're really like they're giving it to us right now. So we gotta lock in.
No, it's crazy because we played like Johnny said, we played them a bunch of times, and like like we watched them play, and like man, I never seen them hoop like that. Like they definitely came to hoop in the finals. They definitely came to hoop.
Yeah, shout out to those guys. They worked their butts off. They gave us a good run for the money. But in between each game, I always tell Spam mute the mic, and then we'll all talk about what we're seeing. Like Johnny might see something, Dietrich might see something, I might see something, and then the usual. I gotta calm everyone down because I'm playing with a bunch of younger guys. For me, I'm turning 25 this September, and everyone else on my team I think is under 21, right? So for me, I just gotta talk to everybody, calm them down, and especially Johnny. That's number one because if he's locked in, one of the best players in the world, but once he starts talking to himself, it's over with. You lost him. So you got to keep him checked in. And when he's checked into the game and he's locked, he's the best player in the world. So offensively. And then we got the best defensive player in the world too right now. So on both sides of the court, it's very scary.
Yeah, you guys gonna be scary at that UPA LAN event. But Johnny, just like he just said, so you check in and out. So tell me about your mindset going into Game 7. You dropped 42, but tell me your mindset going in.
Going into Game 7, I was really like, this is now or never. Like, we gotta win. We gotta finally win 2 in a row. Like, if we don't win this, it's over. We done beat a whole bunch of tough teams. We done played on West servers, delayed.
Man.
We done did a lot, and we can't just come all the way and just to lose. It's for a lot of money. We gotta win.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know it's tough. It's tough, like, especially like just like staying locked in. I know it's tough staying locked in for a 7-game series. Like, I know it's tough. Like, I've been there, so I'm telling you. And then like championships, though, like championship series, especially WR, they don't come every day. So it's just like when you lose them, I know you're down. Like, so that's why I was so impressed. Like, that you guys kept fighting no matter what. Like, you just kept fighting. And like you guys showed some dog. Like, I'm very interested in you guys, see how you guys do at this LAN event when we're on stage in person. Anything else, Chris?
Yeah. I just want to head to Zay here, who again is joining us via audio. We talked about Johnny, gave him his flowers for his 40-point performance there in Game 7. But Zay, there are a pair of other talented offensive players on the other team there at Get Lurk. Your job, Zay, was to kind of help. Within the team defense, help contain, Relief and Jin out there on the perimeter. What was the overall game plan for you and the team headed into that night defensively?
Well, the first couple games they won, I was doing bad on the press. So then once I started pressing them, we graded them out game 6.
Yeah.
Then game 7, the same defense, and we got on that run, and then the game let them come back. So we just had to keep our foot on the pedal.
Yeah. One more question, Zay. Like, not only were you stellar on defense, man, but you hit and fellas, the other guys, feel free to chime in here after Zay. But Zay, you hit so many big shots, like out of the corner on the wings. I know Spam hit you late in Game 7, left corner too from right hash. How confident are you right now when you let that ball fly, man?
Nah, I'm Bill. I'll never fall for the money. I'm always bringing that thing. Nah.
Yeah,
I'll never miss when it matter though.
Yeah, no, it definitely shows.
That was the big thing of that Game 7. Like, you can say Johnny had 40, but like everybody chimed in and had a piece to win in that Game 7. That one pass you just talked about by Spam, huge. That saved us in the fourth quarter. Dietrich had a big board with 30 seconds. Like, everybody made big plays in that Game 7. Yeah. Everybody made plays. So it was honestly like just everybody on the team making plays, everybody being confident in themselves and just wanting to bring home that cheddar. So
Yeah, exactly. Now, Peroxide, you just mentioned Dietrich. Dietrich, as the big man down low, you had the unenviable task of dealing with Havoc, who had some big games throughout the series, man. It was almost like a separate game, or a game within a game between you two, where you guys are battling it out on the glass, or you're trying to contain him offensively when he's putting up shots outside in the perimeter. Just maybe give us a little bit of insight on that and what you saw throughout the series and what was key for you.
Like I said earlier, man, like we played them a bunch of times, played them in wagers and like a bunch of different other stuff. But like, especially Havoc, I never seen him hoop like that. So it definitely was it definitely caught me off guard those first couple of games to see him that aggressive. And I was just trying to do my best to match his intensity for real. Like, man, like coming into it, like we seen them play. Like I said, we played them, seen them play against Lock, and we knew they let a quick slip. And towards the beginning of the series, like we were all over it. But man, that I think it was I want to say Game 7. Game 7. He went off Game 7. So that definitely a lot of respect for him after the series. Definitely a lot of respect for him, man. It's tough dealing with him, man. Great player.
For sure, for sure. Peroxide, just kind of going to you, and obviously Perry, feel free to kind of cut in whenever. But Peroxide, playing the corner man is an art. There's a finesse to it. There's a lot of psychological gamemanship that's involved. How did you feel about what you brought to the table in a best of 7 series here? So a series that went the distance.
And man, in that series, it's tough to play because it's like you're versing league players. You know, it's like playing in the league again last year where you're versing a point guard where as soon as he's coming off the slip, he's throwing that quick slip. And then if my center is out of place or, you know, he's not in the right position to swing or, you know, it's like some plays we just weren't on the same page. And playing against a PG like that where he's going to throw the quick slip every time is really hard to read. And sometimes you just got to let it go. You don't want to give up those threes and give up the momentum. So honestly, if you watch the majority of those games, I'm just letting it go because sometimes you can't give up that three that's going to give them momentum and, you know, break us and break our momentum. So honestly, in that series, I kind of just let them fly with a 2-on-2 defense with just trusting Zay and Dietrich because in all honesty, their pick and roll defense when they're on is top level in post draft. So I don't think any team can beat us if Zay and Dietrich are on and they're hooping. So I'm confident in trusting them and I'll make my plays and get big boards. But most of the time, I'm just trusting them.
Yeah, one more question for you, Peroxide. You know, there's one game in the series you had like that classic effective, 4-man, 7 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists kind of stat line, few steals, few blocks. Have to have your fingerprints all over, at the very least one game in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you set out to do at the start of every game? Just to kind of do, little things or where you're kind of called upon? Or is that do you take more of a, let's feel it out kind of approach?
Every game, like coming into like after the league season 3, I didn't rebound that well when I played on the Heat. So like my biggest thing coming into playing 2K again and locking back in was getting boards and trying to work on my boxing out the center and just getting a lot of boards every game. So I always in every game I wanna out rebound the center on the other team and the power forward. And then playmaking wise, I'm looking at that man right there in that camera, Johnny Red. I'm trying to find him on every break. Where's he going? RBA. When I get it for inbound, where I'm looking to the corner for Johnny. Like we have so many little plays and little schemes we do where I get free assists because I just find these scores. I have Zay, Dietrich, Bam, Johnny. I have the best scorers on this game right now. So just to find them, it's easy for me to get assists playing with these guys. So just keep my eyes open and I'm gonna get an assist.
I mean, I'm just let you guys kind of lead us here through this interview. I guess we'll kind of finish up here with Johnny. Like you had obviously big moments. A lot of it was, a lot was made up on social media about it. I had tweeted it was a legendary performance from you in Game 7. How do you know? Because Peroxide just listed all the different options you guys have on this squad. How do you know personally when it's time to kind of get into that zone though, and kind of take your shot?
When I started getting out on the break early, when I got on the break early, when I seen it, they was finally letting me get out on the break. I was like, yeah, this is my game. Like, I got out early. I was like, yeah, I feel it. Like, this is Game 7. Like, when we started getting the party hype, I was like, give me the ball. Like, I
The
know
party was jumping.
I know we're gonna get it done. Like, give me the ball and play defense, and I know we're gonna win.
But okay, I have a question for you. But so what about in those moments where they're not letting you get on the break, they're playing tough defense on you, they're taking away your three? How do you keep it going then? Like, is that when you would go into defer mode? Like, what goes to your mind at that moment?
So, say the Lock's playing good defense, I would let Spam take the ball up, give it to Dietrich, and I'll go at the guard. Because when you're going at the guard, everybody's gonna help way more. Like the centers was like, it's a guard. I need to help him more. The corners need to help more because it's a guard. They know he needs help more on the defensive side. So you can always give them different looks, some cuts, some decks. There's always a whole bunch of other stuff we can look for to get me going.
Okay, I got you. I got a question. I got this is for all of you. Do you guys watch much PlayStation games now? Or do you guys watch PlayStation
Yeah,
side?
I do.
Okay. So are you guys now as a team gonna watch more PlayStation as a whole because of the UPA event?
Of course.
Just out a little bit.
Yeah, gotta lock in.
Yeah, I always
you got it
Okay.
because we're always so locked in onto the Xbox side that there's a whole nother side that does what we do. So we gotta figure out how they play, what's their sets, how can we stop them, and how can we score against them? Because come that LAN event, that's what we're gonna be playing. We're gonna have to be playing them, and we're gonna be having to play the Xbox side. So we gotta know how to beat both sides in order to win.
And I think that's what makes the LAN event so. I think that's what makes the 2K League itself, but also the LAN event. Like it makes it so. That's what makes it so interesting because now you're playing against both consoles, and you're playing against guys you never played with before. So you don't know the tendencies. Like you just said, like you guys said, you played against Havoc so many times before, but now you're playing against guys that you've never played against before. You may have seen them play, but now you're unfamiliar territory. So I think that's what makes it so interesting, and it's going to be so competitive.
That's really the best.
Yeah, absolutely. The best of the best.
You don't know no tendencies. You don't know no tendencies. You don't know what I'm gonna do when I get the ball. I don't know what Glizzy's gonna do when he get the ball. I don't know what Claw's gonna do when he get the ball. I don't know when they give it to the center. Is he gonna be aggressive? Is he gonna reset the ball? So I really think that's gonna really see who's made for it. Like who's really made for the money and who's gonna be the best.
It's a fact.
Yeah, it's awesome to hear. Obviously, if you guys are just tuning in, this is WR Weekly. We're joined by the fellas from Liquid Pro-Am. We've got Dietrich, Peroxide, Johnny Red, and joining us via audio feed is Zay. When you guys first heard about the UPA event, obviously the world changed dramatically last year with the pandemic. It's been a while since we've gotten to, take part in these LAN events or in the 2K League. It's been a while since we've seen people on stage. When you guys first heard about this, what were your thoughts about the 30K prize pool? And at the same time, what are some elements of live play that you guys are kind of looking forward to the most?
I would say certain features about the live plays, no delay. It's all like to get to this finals, we had to play straight ice, and straight ice they're gonna make you play West Coast servers, and that's really tough, and we had to overcome that. It was another obstacle in my road to get here. So I really think that would be a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I've already played on stage. I want to see these guys. I want to see a lot of these guys play on stage. I want to see these young guys, how they're gonna do, if it's gonna translate into the league when the league gets back to playing on stage. So I want to see a lot of these guys and how they hoop. So that's gonna be big, that tournament. And obviously, just Pro-Am growing and growing every year. 30K tournament. Who would have thought of that? 2 years ago. It's crazy. So, ever since the 250K, everybody has been begging 2K to put that back out and have that come back to fruition. So now that the 30K tournament, it's still a big thing for Pro-Am and for our community to keep growing. So I think that's huge.
Definitely. Obviously, we have most of Liquid Pro-Am, in the broadcast right now. Can you guys talk a little bit about the one missing member, right? The PG. Can you guys talk about what it's like playing with Spam?
That's my guy right there, man. It was very rare for him it's fun playing with him, man. Like you rarely ever hear him complain. Like he just hoops. Like there'll be times where he checks out, but you'll never hear him like really complain. Like, he's always locked in for the most part.
Yeah, he's one of our other good scorers. Like Spam has his good games. I have my bad games where he needs to get the ball from me, and he has his bad game. He has to get the ball from me. So it's all like give and go. So maybe one time I have a bad game, I give it to Spam, and he'll just how I drop 40 in game 7, he might drop a 40 in a game 5 or game 7. So it's either give and take, and like one of us are gonna go off eventually.
Yeah, he was big for us to get to the WR finals because when we played straight ice and we had to play in that West LA, he had the best game I've ever seen. He's playing delayed, and he still gave him 30, and he's still playing great defense. So I mean, Spam was a big part of us to get to the finals, and he made some big plays. Like I said, game 7, he threw that dot to Zay. He made big plays this whole time. So Spam's a dog, and as long as his confidence stays high, we're good.
That's awesome. Final question here from me, Zay, man. You hooped out during WR Select, you won a crown there, win a championship here, WR. Just talk a little bit about the success you've been seeing early post draft, and what your plans are for kind of the rest of the way as we head closer and closer to that UPA event.
I just been hooping. I gotta stay locked in. Hoop every day. Stay in the pickups, the 10s.
What's your
Yeah.
confidence like right now as a lock though? Is it at an all-time high right now, or is this
Yeah,
something
all-time
you've
high.
always?
It's always high though.
I'm so intrigued. I'm so intrigued. I hope we get this matchup, GNA versus Liquid Pro-Am. Like he just said, they got some of the best players in the world. Zay's one of the best locks in the world, but they also have Elite Steels, who's also one of the best locks in the world. So it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be. I just can't wait to watch it. I can't wait. I'm so.
Yeah,
excited.
hopefully we see them.
Huh? Yeah, hopefully.
I think our team matches up good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I feel like you guys are probably the most on paper mirrors of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I feel like Spam and Glizzy are one and the same. So I feel like DJ and DT will match up pretty nice. So I feel like you guys are it's gonna be crazy. I hope we get to see that matchup. But we don't know who the other qualifiers are. But I mean, we'll see, man.
A lot could happen.
Man.
Should be fun.
Once again, congratulations to you guys,
Yes,
man.
congrats, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for joining us again. This was Zay on audio, and on camera, Johnny Red, Dietrich, King Peroxide of Liquid Pro-Am, our Season 20 Xbox champions. We hope to see more of them possibly defend their crown in WR's 50th
Definitely.
season anniversary. It should be exciting. Again, one of our early qualifiers for the UPA LAN event as well. Fellas, thank you. Thank you for being so patient with us tonight and joining us on WR Weekly.
Always appreciate being on here.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, what we'll do is head over to a quick a break, but on the other side, we'll wrap things up on this week's episode. I'm 101 Chris, that's Perry, this was Liquid Pro-Am, and you're watching WR Weekly. Welcome back, everybody. We're just about wrapping up episode 2, season 1 of WR Weekly. I'm 101 Chris. That's Perry. We want to just say or give a final quick thank you to our guests tonight. Who were able to kind of give us time out of their busy schedules. We had Glizzy from GNA. Obviously, they were season 29 PlayStation champs here at WR. And then, of course, we had the boys from Liquid Pro-Am, our season 20 Xbox champs. We had Zay, Johnny Red, who dropped 40 in Game 7, Dietrich, and King Peroxide. Perry, man, what'd you think of both teams and both teams being represented tonight? How did you feel about our interviews?
They were great. They were great. They were engaged in the interview. Even Glizzy, like I said. So I'm just proud of everybody that showed up. I'm just proud of both teams in general. But it was a really great interview, great experience for those guys. I thank them for coming. But moving right along, WR Select, 2 days open, 2 days left to register as a player. So come on, sign-ups are gonna close in 2 days.
Yeah, it should be good. It should be good. LA Traffic and the San Juan Coquis are defending champions.
Both GMs are back to defend their crown. And
really nice.
Rankum said he's coming to PlayStation to take the crown away from Legit. It's gonna be fun. So players sign up. Don't hit me up in 3 days saying, "Hey, bro, can you open sign-ups back up?" You got 2 days to sign up, man. Let's go.
Should be good.
It's gonna be fun. Come join the Premier Draft League out here.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. It's going to be another good select season. That just part of the WR umbrella, that organization, that league just kind of continues to grow year in and year out in terms of seasons. Right. And then, of course, do not forget to sign up for the upcoming seasons of WR at season 21 on Xbox and season 30 on PlayStation. Perry, we are now at the 50th season anniversary of WR. Did you expect that we'd get here 50?
No, never in a million years, man. But we're here. 50 combined seasons between Xbox and PlayStation. It's been a blessing, man. I thank you guys so much for competing in our league. But also, guys, just so you know, this is the last season this is the last complete season before the UPA LAN event. So if you want to qualify for the LAN event through WR, you have to play this season and win. You still have the leaderboards, you still have MPBA and the other leagues, but this is the last chance for you to qualify through WR Pro-Am League. This is our last complete season. So sign up now, season 29 on the PlayStation and season 21 on Xbox. Season 30 on PlayStation. Yep. So sign up now. Sign-ups are now open. So if you want to compete in that UPA LAN event, hey, win this season, either console. You just had 2 champions that just left. They're looking to defend, but come on.
That's huge. Yeah, that's huge news, right? To know that this is your, at least on the WR side of things, right? There's still other leagues under the UPA umbrella, UPA affiliates. But in terms of the WR community, this is your last shot to secure your spot in the UPA event. Of course, there's ranking points, consistency will be rewarded, but a lot will be on the line headed into these upcoming seasons. But that just about wraps it up for us here tonight. Another episode of WR Weekly. Obviously, we'll come back with another show next week, live every Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're looking very much forward to who's going to be our guest next week. But on behalf of Perry, I'm 101 Chris. I thank Coach J2K in the truck for keeping things running as always, and we'll see you guys again next week. Thanks for watching.